Hey, it's Dan here, and I'm going to keep the flow going here on these videos. This is a video for my ex-wife. I was talking to her last week. Her birthday's right around the same time as mine. And I said, well, what do you want for your birthday? And she said, I want some of that protein. And then she told me that, well, she just mixes it with water and eats it. And she says, oh, it gives me a lot of energy. And I said, you just mix it with water? She's like, yeah, it doesn't taste that good, but I love the way it makes me feel. So I was like, oh my God, I got to show you some of these recipes that I got that you could use the Puradyme natural protein and make some delicious, meals, dressings. And today I'm going to make what I call the roasted red pepper hummus. So anyways, I made a big order of the Puradyme stuff and sent that over to her, and a couple of bags of the Puradyme natural protein. So I'm going to make this video for her, and I thought I would include you along. So what I've got here today is I've got what I call a roasted red pepper hummus. And so I have 3 cups of chopped red pepper. Okay? And next I'm going to put a couple of tablespoons of lemon juice, and I'll write this down below. A couple of tablespoons of lemon juice, and and then I'm going to throw in 1 clove of garlic. I'm going to do about 4 tablespoons of extra virgin stone crushed unfiltered olive oil. Some people don't like oils. I love oils. Whoa, there's the guy. I was waiting for him to finish, but I guess that didn't happen. So sorry about the noise in the background, but I will talk loud and talk over my neighbor who is now mowing his lawn. Anyways, I love oils. I went to my buddy's house the other day, and I took a bunch of macadamia nuts and pumpkin seeds, and he has this machine that literally juices the oils out of the seeds. And I got pumpkin seed oil, oh my God, next level, and the rare macadamia nut oil. This is one of the best oils for your brain. Macadamia nuts are great. Macadamia nut oil is better. Olive oil is the golden elixir, and I love it. So if olive oil was going to cause health problems, I'd have been dead a long time ago. There's another variation to this recipe, and I wanted to throw this in because I wanted to encourage you, Terry, to get this for the girls, because they're moving into raw vegan vegetarian. This is Udo's oil with the DHA omega-3. That also goes really good with this recipe. So whether you've got olive oil or the Udo's oil, the DHA, or any other oils that you got, I've got this Siberian pine nut oil from the most amazing company. I mean, they go through and hand pick out every single little pine nut, and then what they do is they squeeze it, put it in a refrigerator, and send it to you, so it's fresh. And then they have they've got these pine nuts that are absolutely magnificent. And I have a pine nut pesto that I use some of this Puradyme protein in, and it's magnificent. And so for those of you who want to maintain the muscle mass, because it's important, and I always use these recipes. I'll write it down below and you can just roll with me. And I've gotten a lot of feedback. Dan, talk as long as you want, have as much fun. I love to educate. I like to share my little tidbits after 17 and a half years of raw veganism and what I've learned to stay balanced and strong and healthy. And what's interesting, I saw this amazing documentary, because I'm a documentary freak. I'm always learning all the time. Dagnabbit, that's pretty loud. So excuse me for that. You'll notice I had to take down the chimes because my neighbor's tripping. She said she couldn't sleep, but what happens is the chimes, those are such high quality chimes, like $700 chimes, that I've had for 5 years, that every once in a while you'll run into somebody that's like, oh, I can't stand it. But what's happening is the harmonic frequencies are cleaning out their chakras, and they can't deal with it because they're so dirty and they don't want to change. There was one lady that was my neighbor in Vallejo. For a few weeks she was mad as hell, but then she got used to it, and then she really started to enjoy it because the frequencies cleaned her out. So the chimes are now gone, boo-boo. to be replaced by the doggone very loud lawnmower, which I was hoping he was done by the time I started this video, but I'll keep talking real loud. And I want to educate because I saw this awesome documentary about it was some kind of food thing, and then there was a section on breast milk, and it was really interesting to see the constituents of the breast milk which makes humans grow. And what's interesting is that and I thought this was great. It's like, Dan, you figured it out a long time ago, because I've been doing mostly carbohydrates, moderate amounts of fats, you know, whole fats is my preference, but I love olive oil and these oils to go on salads and stuff because they lubricate the brain, and you want some fat to hold your organs in place. You want a nice layer of healthy living fats to cover the heart. You don't want to be like these people I've seen on these autopsies where they've got 3-inch cake of arterial fat or toxic, synthetic, hydrogenized, deep-fried fats and oils that make people obese and sag and flab and fluffy, bluffy all over the place, and then you're just dragging around a bunch of dead stuff. You want the living oils. Olive oil is olive juice. Pumpkin seed oil is the juice of pumpkin seeds. Macadamia nut oils, etc. So the next is the proteins. And so that's what you've got. That's the constituents that are in the breast milk. And I thought that that was very interesting because I focus on carbs for energy, and that's what's mostly predominant in the breast milk. And then next is about half as much fat, and then a small amount of protein. And I think that if it works for us as little babies and we want to, you know, stay, I don't know what your philosophy is on that, but what we've got these days is like, I don't eat any fat. I'm a low fat, no fat vegan or whatever. Okay, see ya, sorry. You know, I don't eat protein. It's a myth. There's no such thing as protein. Well, then why is it in breast milk? In small amounts. And you'll see, you know, this is carbs, fats, and protein. So it's like, this is like a breast milk type of constituents. Carbs from the peppers here, fats from the oil, and then proteins. And then this also has carbohydrates as well, and a small amount of fat, and protein, concentrated protein. So what's in the Puradyme protein powder that makes it so awesome, that makes it the best protein I've ever used in my entire life by far? And I've used many of them because I was a bodybuilder about 20 odd years ago, and I would eat huge doggy bags full of every kind of weird protein in the world, and I've tried all the vegan ones, and I think they're too complicated. So listen to this and understand it. It's the simplicity that makes this an amazing protein powder, the best that's available right now, and gets you jacked, okay? Propriety blend of, so it's dehydrated peas, dehydrated hemp, goji berry, secret ingredient, look up goji berry and human growth hormone. Jerusalem artichoke is a prebiotic fiber with oligosaccharides. Protease, which is a protein splitting enzyme. So not only is this micronized, which gives it readily a high surface area for your stomach acid to break it down and pulverize the proteins into amino acids, the protease in there also helps to break that down. You've also got an acidophilus probiotic, which helps with protein absorption and utilization. So very, very super simple. Now these other vegan ones, sometimes there's like 20 ingredients. More is not always better. Sometimes these simple formulas are better. Now the other thing that I really like about this, and yes, my name is Dan McDonald, I'm the head chef over at Puradyme. I'm also a salesman for the company, and I'm very proud to be so. Because this company is going to blow up, and I'm going to be right there. The integrity is high. The third-party testing for every single batch with full disclosure and availability for you to check on any batch before you order it, and the purity of each individual batch. And everything is done in small batches, so this is not sitting on the shelf for 6 or 9 months. It's done in small batches so that when you get it, it is fresh. How's that for selling ice to Eskimos, baby? Yeah. So check this out. Remember to try this, okay? The Udo's oil is dope. but also the stone crushed extra virgin olive oil. Next, I'm going to take I'm going to do 1.5 teaspoons of sea salt. And here's the magic ingredient to make it the roasted red pepper. And I know I'm going to get a million comments. That's not real kimchi. You're not even Korean. Really? Actually, I'm 2% Asian, 2% African American. I'm 2% American Indian, and the rest of me is European. Isn't that funny? I got my DNA test about 3 months ago or so. Thought that was pretty interesting. And I knew about the American Indian. I did not know about the Asian, and I did not know about the African American. But that explains a lot of things. Why I got sold, brother. Sold. Why my skin tans so easily and everything else, and I never burn, blah, blah, blah. So, melanated folks are very blessed. Believe that. And the white people have been jealous for a long time. But we're all pink on the inside, and God is the light that animates us all. So I say peace to you all, my brothers and sisters. Anyways, this is smoked paprika. Oh my God, Dana, is that raw? No, I'm going to put 0.2% of this is cooked. Ah, we're all going to die. But no, the smoked paprika has a nice flavor, and it gives it that roasted red pepper hummus. So pick up some smoked paprika, or just use raw paprika if you want to. And you could also throw some cumin, but I wanted to leave that out because I didn't want to throw it over into more of a Mexican style. I wanted to keep it more on the roasted red pepper side of things. So I'm going to go with that, and I'm going to put a teaspoon of that to give it. It really got a nice smell there. And last but not least, let me show you what I'm going to do here for the final ingredient. This is something I wanted to do just at the last minute. Dang it, I thought you were done. He must do it in sections or something. He gets tired. He also hits golf balls. I mean, I don't know, he must be rich. It's a big, huge mansion. But he just hits golf balls, and it's like there must be like 5,000, 100 million golf balls out there, because he'll crack them for an hour, and he must hit 50 or 80 balls and just out into the woods. So I don't know how much those are. I think that's kind of weird, but anyways, none of my business. God bless him. Maybe he pays someone to go out there and find them and pick them up or whatever. But anyways, I'm going to take the black pepper as the last thing here. I've got the whole peppercorns here. And it looks like I've got about 20 peppercorns. So here's a little secret. You take the flat end of the glass here, and you just crush the peppercorns here, and that's it. So what you've got is some fairly large pieces, but what I found as a chef is people really dig those big pieces of black pepper. And the beauty of this is that instead of, obviously everyone's got ground black pepper, but when you use the black peppercorn seeds, the volatile oils, you get a lot more flavor. And black pepper is a really great herb, as a matter of fact. And so you get a lot more of those oils, that flavor. And that's one of the reasons that what sets my food apart is little tiny details like that actually make a big difference in the flavor profiles, instead of like old stagnant black pepper that was ground like 6 months or a year ago and has lost all of the volatile essential oils. Right there, the essential oils are held within. And so it's very important to get fresh oils and fresh nuts and fresh seeds and fresh foods, and get yourself awoken. And the more fresh raw food that you eat, the more your freshness radar gets amplified, and you can just tell these pumpkin seeds are rancid, these pumpkin seeds are fresh, by the smell, by the way they look, and just really even at more subtler levels than that. The final ingredient is the Puradyme raw protein, and I gave you the big spiel on that one. I'm throwing in the whole peppercorn. Pow, baby! So this one, I wanted to do this last, because we're going to, depending upon how fat and wet the red peppers are. These are pretty thick and fat. Will depend on whether it's about a cup or a cup and a half. So we're going to start with 1 cup, and then we'll see what kind of texture we get. And if we need to add a little more, we'll do that. So here we go. Then you just whack it up and you've got your roasted red pepper hummus. I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna make another batch when I get done with the video. I just wanted to make a single serving, which is gonna be good enough for about a family of probably 4. You take carrots, broccoli, cauliflower, and you know, if you don't dig those totally raw, I suppose you could steam them or whatever. Cucumbers are really good with this, raw cucumbers. Zucchini chips work really well. Carrot sticks, celery is magnificent with this. And then you're just getting that protein in there, and if you're really wanting to put on weight, this will be one of the recipes on the weight gain protocol that I'm putting together, but I'm testing it on myself. So I'm going to test that for another 2 or 3 weeks because, you know, as some of you know, I just broke a long water fast, and I'm just slowly but surely going real slow with the reintroduction of food. I think I'm about 12 or 13 days in. No, this will be, this is day number 12 of eating. And so just going real slow and steady. Looking forward to I was going to wait a couple weeks before I started chawsing on the protein and hitting the gym really hard. I've been in the gym, but just for what I call stretch and flex, just to kind of get the blood flowing again. Nothing hard and heavy, but I'm about to get ready to get back into fitness, get on the bike, get out on the trail, jogging, running, and then you know, hit the gym once or twice a week just to you know, to stay healthy. Because I had a consultation with a guy, and some people's weakness is that they just don't get enough fitness. So they're eating all this food, but they're not getting any fitness. You really want to make sure, if you're going to be eating, that you want to be getting fitness. You can't just eat a lot of food and sit behind a desk. You know what I mean? That's just not wise. So, you know, there's all these things, and I'll make this protocol for the weight gain, and then everyone will see all these different exercises and what they're good for. And just, you know, eat and move. Like I'm gonna be done with this video, and it's like the first sunny day in a long time, and so I'm gonna go out and play. So have a great time and have a great life and go out and play. I know it takes, anyways, hey, that's just all those voices from all those people that have ADD because the phone is making everyone insane. That's why I just make the video and I'm done with the phone and everything. The technology will make you lose your ability to focus, and I need that concentration and focus. So that's my dedication right now. So boom, let's do this. This thing is plugged in. Come on, baby. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? There it is. That's gonna have to go for a minute. Looking real good already, and it smells, oh my lord, that smells fantastic. Woohoo! Another peppercorn, baby. Oh, D-man, you nailed it, baby. Looks like about 1 cup. 3 cups of red pepper. Everything else, I'll put all that down below in the description. I'll also put a link to the Puradyme protein. I love it. I love Puradyme. I'm so stoked to be associated with them. Such a high quality, high integrity company with an incredible vision. One of these days I was just going to let Lou share that with you, the vision. And I'm going to say that we're good to go. I'm going to say that that is magnificently good. Honestly, I'm thinking we need, actually, it's a little too runny. I'll show you what kind of texture we've got. It's just a little bit more liquidy than normal hummus. So again, we are all just playing together. I'm gonna put another 1/4 cup. And I'm gonna see if that thickens it up to the level that I want, and then we'll call it, because honestly, it was about 1 1/4 cup. So now we're really, truly at about 1 1/2 cups. And I think that's going to do it here, just to get it a little bit thicker. And then of course the hemp and the pea protein is going to absorb some of that moisture as well. So it will thicken up a bit. So you got to keep that in mind as well. But I'm trying to, what I'm doing is developing recipes right now for Puradyme website, creative recipes that taste delicious utilizing the Puradyme products. And so there we go, baby. I think that's pretty magnificent right there. I like this, the way this, yeah, now you're dealing with a thicker texture. Okay, so I'm going to put this away. I'm going to make a double batch. I'm going to put it in a jar, and I'm going to take it to church tomorrow. We're having a fundraiser. The whole goddamn place flooded, and people are displaced because the road washed away. There was 12 landslides. Dakota and I almost got a house there in Hanalei, and that house washed away, so I would not be here making videos right now and we were like, why didn't we get that house? That dude sounded like he was gonna, like, you know, because I can always talk my way into anything. If I want something, I can usually talk my way into it. I've talked my way into getting away. There's 50 people on the waiting list, and for some reason I get first choice. And the landlords are always like, you're my first choice, because I just don't bullshit. I'm like, hey, I'm the dude you want in there. I'm the cleanest, healthiest, you know, most conscious dude. I'll keep your house clean. I'll fix everything myself. And I just tell them straight up, you know, no drugs, no drinking, no pets, no kids, you know, everything. And they're like, you're like the perfect tenant, you know, and they see all my credentials and everything. And it's like, you're the dude. So I didn't know why we didn't get that house. It washed away, and now I'm like, and then the reason why I'm sharing that is because I was like, why did you put me into this little box, God, to do this water fast? I moved in here one day before I started the fast, and now I'm really starting to feel like this is my home. It's a little tiny box. I've got a great view of this valley. The neighbor over here, he's cool. It's all good. And I got my little bathroom, and I got this little tiny kitchen and a great refrigerator and everything I need, and I'm blessed beyond measure. I've never been this happy in my life. I'm just so ecstatic every day. A lot of great things came out of that water fast, and I'm still integrating it all, and it's really amazing. I'm going to be working on fasting mastery for an online class, and I'll put that up very soon while I'm still on fire. I just wanted to reintegrate, because the reintegration period is where you learn the most. And I didn't know that. During the fasting, you're like, oh God, you don't really know what's going on, and you can't, I didn't sleep for like a week, and everything was just, and I was just like, I gotta get through this, because I had failed so many times. You know, I say failed. I set out to do it, and I didn't make it because I couldn't handle it. Well, this time I was hell bent. I was like, if I die, I don't care, but I wasn't even close. I wasn't close to death. I wasn't close to any complications. I wasn't close to starvation or anything. It's just, people are like, oh, I fasted once and it was terribly uncomfortable. Well, what do you think's going to happen? You got to pay for 20, 30, 40, 50 years of sinning against nature and sinning against God. And when I say sin, I mean just to miss the mark. Because when you're dialed in and you are a master, you don't do things to yourself that hurts yourself. You don't say, oh, to hell with it, I'll eat 4 donuts and drink a gallon of coffee. That's just, your adrenals are burned out, sugar addiction, wavy gravy, diabetes. I mean, our society is just sick because it's all based, so it's just based on lies, and it's based on industry, and the truth never comes out. We can't talk about animal agriculture because everyone's got their hand in the cookie jar. We can't talk about vaccines because everyone's got their hand in the cookie jar. We can't talk about the pharmaceutical or medical paradigm, which is completely asinine and totally ridiculous. I mean, if they cut your thyroid out, which they shouldn't have done in the first place, and you got to take drugs for the rest of your life, well, that's one thing, to take pharmaceutical drugs. But to be totally strung out on pharmaceutical drugs, when I got an idea, stop eating a pint of Haagen-Dazs ice cream every night and go out and get some exercise and breathe some fresh air and clean out your colon and clean out your liver and get your kidneys filtering and do the work. Otherwise, how are you ever going to have health? You know what I mean? And I don't mean to get all aggravated and stuff like that. I mean, I'm having a good time, and I know the smart people are going to listen and they're going to learn, and the other people, it's very unfortunate that they've allowed their brain to be fluoridated, so they're not picking up on these frequencies that are more expansive and saying to themselves, hey, this living food thing is a really good thing, because all the processed food in the world is just going to make you have processed thoughts. And that's what I'm seeing. I see all these people that are talking about all of it across the board. Whole foods, plant-based diet. Well, then you go to this, every time you look at their website, soy sausages, ice cream, vegan potato chips, vegan nut things that are deep fried and everything else, and you hardly ever seen them eat a stitch of Whole Foods in their entire life. You know, this is as gourmet as you're going to get from me, you know what I'm saying? But it's, and so it's, you know what I'm saying, just eat more, you know, fresh food, and you'll get activated and you'll be healthier and you'll lose weight. And then if you really get smart, you'll learn that it actually is, because there's this whole thing going on that says doctors don't even believe in detoxification, there's no double-blind studies or whatever. It's like, okay, I got an idea. Poop in your toilet every day and never flush. And tell me what happens after about a week, if it isn't seeping out over the top. And that's the same with your body. And it's, so your body, if you don't flush out your body with a juice fast or some, you know, in the summertime you do 7 days on watermelon, or you do 3 days on grapes, or you take a water fast, or even do a cucumber diet for a few days, or a grapefruit diet, just to, you know, yeah, you're not going to feel that great because you're going to be cleansing stuff and your blood's going to be all kind of gummed up from all the crap in your lymphatic system. But you're gonna, so you gotta feel bad. Dude, trust me, you gotta feel like shit before you come out on the other side. But then when you come out on the other side, after not being able to sleep for a week because your nervous system is frying, but it's all of the debris and it's all of the drugs and the vaccines and the stress and the radiation that's being cleansed off your nervous system, plus the fear, plus the genetic blueprint for your financial abundance, plus your relationship dynamics, and all these things get cleansed. And basically at the end of the day, the more you clean yourself out, the more karma you burn out, and then you just burn all that crap away and you come out on the other side of discomfort. But the human beings, they're so not into it, they don't understand. But it's like, do you think it's uncomfortable for an Olympic athlete to train 12 hours a day? Do you think that they're living in the lap of luxury? No. They got to eat a certain way. They can't go out and party. They should probably be celibate. They got to focus. And they sacrifice amount of time, but then when they get to the Olympics, if they've trained right and they're ready and everything falls into line, then they're going to be the Olympic gold medalist. But if they say, oh, I don't want to train hard, and if I swim past a certain point, my muscles ache, or I want to eat pizza, so screw all this dieting stuff. I mean, do you think they're ever going to win the gold medal? No, of course not. So you got to go through a little bit of discomfort to come out on the other side. But when you do, you will be completely transformed. And you'll realize the benefits of true detoxification at those deeper levels. And it will make a huge difference in the way that you feel, the way that you think, the way that you act and respond with other people. And the whole universe will change. And the more cleaner that you get, and the more you regenerate your brain and your nerves and clean all the toxins out of your head and your liver, and you just keep working and working and finessing it, and you go slow and you go steady, and you win the damn race. Can you dig it, baby? I care about people, and mostly I love the truth. And I'm not the best guy in the world for all this, because I see all the resistance. And that's where all this is coming through. It's like, listen to me, man. I'm going to bust through this thing. I'm going to teach my people on here what's going on, what my experiences are. All that other crap is way back there. I'm not sitting around waiting for science to tell me what I already can experience myself, because I'm a pioneer, and I'm not going to sit around waiting around for scientific studies that ain't never going to come. Because if people studied enzymes, or if people studied raw foods, or if people studied juice fasting, it would blow everything out of the water. if people actually ever knew the truth about vaccines and 10,000 vaccinated kids and 10,000 unvaccinated kids, vaccines would stop like that if the true results were published, because it would be like, oh my God, the 10,000 vaccinated kids are sick and brain damaged and have neurological problems and ADD and earaches and everything else and future cancer, and it's been proven a million times. It's so obvious. It's like, duh, hello, the viruses in there, those are cancer causing. And everybody's got viral problems, and I'll tell you what, when you do what I've done with this raw food and with the more deeper fasting, all those viruses, they got to go. See ya, they're gone. And you don't have to have Morgellons, or you don't have to have viruses living in your liver, because they're not going to just get cleaned out by, you know, eating raw foods for a couple weeks. You know what I'm saying? And then everyone's like, I tried that vegan thing, and as soon as the viruses and the parasites started to die off, I was uncomfortable. I ate some meat and I felt better. Well, of course you did. The whole world is ran by parasites. My best friend's a parasitologist. I mean, I haven't seen that many, because people are like, you should see my poop, and I'm like, no thanks, I don't want to see it. You know, but he's told me the story. All these people that want to tell me to come look at my poop, I'm like, no, I look at my own poop and that's it. I don't want to see yours. I trust you. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see that stuff with my own eyes. I trust you. I believe it. I know it. So once you say, you got to keep going. You got to understand that underneath all the debris, all the toxins, all the parasites, all the viruses, all the heavy metals, all the pesticides, all the GMOs and everything else, that there is a light, a pure light. And you should be as electrically alive as you possibly can with your brain and your nerves and your heart and your lungs and your kidneys and your liver and your thyroid and your thymus. No one ever talks about the thymus. That's your feeling body. You actually don't love with all your heart. You actually love with all your thymus. That's the feeler, but it shrinks in everyone because the cooked food and the lifestyle and the hardening of the heart, or the hardening of the thymus, or the hardening of the feeling body, which becomes desensitized by our lifestyle across the board in so many other ways. I don't want to just narrow it all down to one thing, because it's not just about diet, but the diet is one great way to begin to resensitize yourself, to tap into the inner light, to get some discipline, and to get some awakening and some awareness, so you can make better decisions that lead to transformation and illumination. So that's my recommendation, if you can dig it, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to put this in a jar. I'm going to go outside and play. Danny Boy's been inside all day preparing for church tomorrow. I got taco salad tomorrow. I'm going to try to snap off a couple vids in the morning of the taco meat. I'm going to make some hot sauce, but I don't promise anything, because if I don't have time, I'm going to make sure, because I got a huge fundraiser tomorrow. And like, it's going to be like a lot more people, like about 100 people is what I'm estimating. Usually about 60 to 80 people at church, depending upon the weather. Surfing is their #1 religion, and then if it's not sunny and it's rainy, then there's 80 people. If it's sunny, there's like 50 to 60 people. Everyone else is at the beach, okay? So it's like, hey, you guys, put God first. But no, they got to go surfing, which I totally dig, because being outside is where it's at. Well, I'll make these videos with my little thing and do my little thing and get you stoked. There you go, Terry. That's going to be some bomb.com. Look at this stuff. I mean, you are going to be stoked out of your mind. This is so delicious. It's just going to be magnificent. Super high. The protein is good. So my philosophy right now, and I love you because I'm just here and I'm just rapping, and this is for the hardcores. And thanks everyone for the love and support. I forgot to tell you, though, I was going to tell you at the beginning of the video, and I'm going to plug this a whole bunch. Is I'm having that $77 sale again next week, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, because a bunch of people missed it. So Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, I'm going to reopen that sale, that $77 sale, for a few days. So there you go. So don't miss that. I'll do that over at the Insiders Club, on the Instagram and the Facebook. Facebook is lame, dude. They're not giving me no play. I'm about to say, F Zuck, you know what I'm saying? That's a saying, you know, but it's like they just pushed me down, dude. I used to get hella people. 10, 15,000, now it's like 2,000 people seeing my posts. I'm like, what's up, dude? I'm about to boycott this business, you know what I'm saying? And just hit the YouTube up straight up. Instagram's cool too, that's kind of fun, you know? Although my pictures and stuff suck, I'm not very good at all this stuff. But I am good at what I am good at, you know what I'm saying? The important stuff. My marketing and all that crap, it's like I'm old school. It's like, here, I have this vacuum. Do you want to buy it? You have a crappy, dirty floor. I don't really try all the funnels and manipulation. I just come straight out and say, I got some protein powder. This stuff is the bomb.com. Get some and get pumped for all you people that want to gain weight, all you young dudes, all you women who want to keep on some. You're not going to eat this and like turn into one of those chicks with like pectoral muscles and giant biceps, okay? Because your hormones aren't going to let that happen. And especially if you make sure you get enough really healthy, good fats and just a moderate amount of protein. A little bit of this, you know, a little scoop of this. You can make yogurt out of this, nut sauces, all kinds of delicious stuff. And it doesn't take that much. But people take this and their bench press goes up. People take this and they start putting on healthy, dank weight, because hemp and pea, along with the goji berry protein and the human growth hormone that's activated by the goji berry, gets you stacked. And it's super simple and super clean, and it's totally pure because every batch is tested. So it's just an awesome thing. So there's one recipe. I'll put it down below, and then you'll be done. You don't have to listen to me rap. But all you hardcore people, I want to say thank you, because you're like, this is what I love, dude, because this is what gets me fired up. See, because when you're doing, I just did a podcast for 2 hours, and the dude was like, it's going to be 1 hour. Everybody wants to get off the phone after 1 hour. I'm going for 2 hours strong, and I'm ready to keep going because this is what I'm here to do. That's why my videos are hella long, dude. And I can totally dig it that if I made like 5-minute videos, I'd probably double my subscriptions and everything like that. But I don't know how to edit, and I don't really want to learn how, because I don't want to stare into a screen all day long. I just want to get the video done, put it up on my phone, and get out there and play outside and get to the beach, especially now that the sun is coming out. And I'm sweating like a beast in this thing, so I got to get done with this video. But I just want to tell you that I'm stoked. I believe in what I teach. I love what I do, and I've got some marketing videos coming soon for Puradyme and for Morocco Method. I'll be doing real soon. They're having a sale on all their stuff, and then I've got Kauai Pharmacy video coming soon. These are all my sponsors, and I've kind of been neglectful over the years, not over the years, but just mostly over the last year, and I need to keep keep feeding that machine, because they've been very good to me, and that's what makes this channel possible. And so I'm stoked about that. And one of the other things about the fasting was like, Dan, you are a businessman. This is your business. Make money. Do it. And don't be apologetic about it. And if there's any complaints, I don't know if you noticed, but people are getting their asses blocked. Block. I don't care. You're not bringing no negativity around here on me, because I'm a cool dude. And I've been working my ass off for years, and I'm not taking no bullcrap, because I would never wish poverty on anyone. You'll never find me underneath anyone's videos ever complaining about eating piles of rotten meat or processed vegan junk food, or any way that people make money to feed their family, to put a roof over their head. I don't care about that. That's none of my business. So if I'm not doing that to other people, it's unacceptable for people to do that to me. And you're getting blocked. And I've been block happy, because I'm monitoring my own thing. One day I'd like to have enough of an income to hire somebody to handle all that stuff. But for now, I got to monitor the crazies in the comment section. Now here's the thing. 95% love is what it is, you know what I'm saying? But all that other stuff, it's actually more like 97%. So that's a very high rating of approval, you know what I'm saying? But it's just like the negativity sticks out, and it's just not gonna fly anymore, you know what I'm saying? So it's just blocked. Boom, and I like it. And I am not gonna apologize for that. So be positive or be gone. Because I'm telling you, we gotta stay positive and be cool. And so nobody needs to leave a bunch of comments for me about just ignore the haters, because I am ignoring them. They just get blocked. You're gone, suckers. I'm here to work. This is my job. I love it. And I'm stoked out of my mind. So thanks for letting me share all that. Dude, I love it. I love this thing. We're like a family here. This is the Life Regenerator family. And I like what I do, and I love the experiences that I've been having, and I'm on a whole nother level now. And I am not going to slow down. I am more inspired now to take it to the next level than ever before. And the levels that you can go to with raw foods and fasting, there is no limit. But the world does not know, because you don't miss what you never had. And we all had DDT and pesticides and low quality foods and hamburger helper and government cheese and way too much dairy, which has way too high a protein for a human being, and just dead foods, and the cooked food, cats can no longer reproduce and their teeth get all gangly and their coats fall off. And the zoo animals get sick when you feed them cooked foods, and then here's the human beings, but they don't see that they're degenerating because they never even had radiant health, because they never were connected to nature. None of our generations. You know what I'm saying? And we were, 90% of us were vaccinated, so that took us down a couple notches. We all were, from the 50s onwards. Don't work so hard in the kitchen and make fresh, wholesome foods for your family. Buy this crap in these tinfoil canisters, Swanson's dinners, and everything else in cans and boxes and bags to make everything simple. Now you drive through the drive-thru and get a 99-cent piece of flavor, but there's nothing in it that's actually going to truly benefit you. It might fill up your stomach, but it isn't going to give you illumination of the mind, and it's a confusion mess. And the more simple you get, this is as gourmet as I'm going to get. This is as gourmet as I'm going to get. And I make the gourmet food for the people at church, but I encourage everyone, the mono meals, the fruits. Fruit is where it's at, number one, for your carbohydrates. The nuts and seeds, I've got macadamia nuts, flax seeds, pistachios, cashews, truly raw, high vibration. I got the Paisano, unfiltered, super cloudy, stone crushed, single olive oil. I've got the Caboose, award-winning olive oil. And Papa Vince here, another amazing, award-winning, super awesome company. The lady that does the PR for this, hey Dan, how was your deal? Was it good? I'm like, dude, are you kidding me? This olive oil is dank. She runs a great business, and I love Papa Vince. It's a little more expensive, but the difference is between medicine and harmful oxidized, halfway cut with canola oil crap that's in the grocery store. Okay, I've got mung beans, dulse. I've got these amazing pine nuts, man, from Amazon. Spirulina. I make my own cumin. I've got raisins, honey, vinegar, pumpkin seeds. Oh, I've got the raw life protein and the berry flavor. I'm about to crack that open. I was like, I'm going to take 2 weeks and just go fruits and salads and juices. And then I'm going to start hitting the proteins and some more of the heavier nuts. And just get going on it, baby, because it's time for DTM to rise and shine, homies. And we got the sesame seeds, Brazil nuts, hemp seeds. You know, so 80% of my diet is fresh fruit and leafy green vegetables. And then I've got about another 10 or 15% as soaked nuts and seeds. And then another 5% of like Puradyme protein or enzymes. I've got enzymes, and I've also got the life essentials, which I make the nut milks out of. And what I do is I soak all these nuts. Sesame seed milk? Are you kidding me? You take the sesame seeds, you soak them, you blend those with some life essentials and some coconut water or just plain water and a little bit of honey, or there's a million different things, and I'm going to be putting them all out on these videos. And then you make these nut and seed milks, and it's all pre-digested. Throw some probiotics in there, let it sit in the fridge for a day and culturize. And then when you go to drink it, it's already pre-digested. So all the essence of the badassness of pumpkin seeds or macadamia nuts or sesame seeds, Brazil nuts, amazing, pistachios and pine nuts, you know, those are for reproductive capacity, OHAS, building that dank energy that you want and need. But when you learn how to soak and sprout and culture and blend and pre-digest, everything gets broken down easily, absorbs easily, and then you don't get bogged down with these big heavy meals, and then energy's in your brain all the time, and you've got a lot of more of illumination and a lot more consciousness and a lot more clarity. And the meals are simple. The fruits and the vegetables, they're simple and pure, and they vibrate. When you go over here and you're like, I'm a vegan, I'm a whole food plant-based vegan, and you're eating like ice cream and potato chips and soy sausages and all this other stuff that's totally processed to the hilt, the processed food is the processed thoughts, is the processed humans. So then when the natural human gets up here and goes rapping on about, hey, if you clean out your blood with fasting, you're going to get to the next level. And it's like, oh, you're starving yourself. Jesus was orthorexic. Martin Luther King was orthorexic, 40-day water fast. Gandhi, I don't think Gandhi ever did a 40-day water fast, but he did several 21-day water fasts. Paul Bragg, Arnold Ehret, 49-day dry fast. Tavis's dad knew Teresa Mitchell, and they were pen pals. So I got the down low scoop of Arnold Ehret. It's like if you stood next to Arnold Ehret, after all that fasting and all that fruit, Teresa wrote to Tavis's dad and said, when you stand next to Arnold, your hair stands up on the back of your neck, and you can feel his energy field uplifting you. And of course, they had to kill Arnold Ehret because he was fasting everyone and curing everyone. And the doctors, that was over 100 years ago, 1912. They cannot have you getting well. There cannot be wellness in this society. It is not allowed. You cannot know about animal agriculture and what it's doing to this planet. All the die-off zones in the ocean from all the runoff from the cow poop and the pig poop and the waste matter flowing into the oceans and killing all the fish, destroying the ocean. But we can't have that conversation. We cannot have the conversation about what vaccines really are, what they truly do, and the conscious intent behind them, so that everyone is sick all the time because their body is saturated with these weird viruses and these heavy metals that are messing up everybody's brains and turning everyone into retards. And when I say that, I'm saying it in a technical sense, that our consciousness is being retarded so that we are not emanating the higher levels of vibration that we would need to become co-workers and co-minglers with this planet. And the dark vision is coming to pass that the masters had many thousands of years ago, because they could see the trajectory and the trend. And when the desert fathers were fasting, they become prophetic. So when you do the water fasting, and it awakens you to your resensitization of the emanations of the field, then you have all of these amazing upgrades in your ability for precognition and psychic abilities and whatnot. So anyone who thinks I'm going to just stop here is out of their ever-loving mind. I'm barely getting started. I just left preschool and took the diapers off my poopy little pants. These guys were freaking masters, and they sat in caves for 7 years and just ate a small amount, a little bit of fruit to feed their brains so they could sit and meditate for 8 or 10 or 12 hours a day. Now that I can dig. That's the kind of thing I'm talking about. Now that's not for everybody, but the prophetic visionaries are always going to be here amongst us. Yes, they're going to be very rare, but then all of us benefit from their mastery, and we can learn from them and be inspired by them and realize that we're down here, we haven't even left the valley yet. And then some people, they make it halfway up the mountain and they get to the coffee shop, the chalet, and there's a nice warm cup of coffee and some donuts and the view is nice, so they stop there. But then there's other people that look up and they see the top of the mountain. They know there's not going to be any more food, maybe only a couple more streams to drink out of, but they see the top of the mountain and they're called to the top. And there's no way to stop. It's time to rock. Can you dig it? I gotta go because it could start raining again at any gosh darn moment, and then I'm not going to get out and get to play. So I gotta go now, and I am done ranting and raving about the problems in this world. There are no problems. There's just so many opportunities for awesome solutions. So be solution oriented, support everyone around you, do your best not to criticize, although I probably did my fair share of that in these videos. But hey, I'm just trying to say, hey you, step away from the vegan processed donuts, because they're not any different than any of the other ones as far as energetically goes. You want to eat like, dude, look at this, man. Look at this. This is like, look at that. Some of these avocados are going to be for tomorrow's, I'm going to make these dressing for the coleslaw. Look at these. This is what I'm talking about. Papayas. Oh my God. Did you see my Instagram post where you see the star in there? The very last tangelos of the season, I stood in line and was like, I was about to beat up any tourist that was going to try to take these. I got the last 4 so I could make some tangelo juice. And then my whole refrigerator is just absolutely filled with more kimchi and vegetables up the yin yang, and ginger, and lots of lettuce, and juice, and pickles, and distilled water, and mint, and fennel, and carrots, and apples, and cucumbers for lemon ginger blast, and cabbage, and some Brazil nut cheese, and it's just epic, man. And I hope that you are inspired, baby. I gotta go out and play. Terry, there you go. Man, this is magnificent smoked or roasted red pepper hummus. And God, that was a fun video. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up and saying something nice down below. And I'll see you tomorrow. I'm going to try to get back to a daily show. Can you dig it? I'm going to get this back to a daily show, and then I'm going to do, you know, shorter videos and stuff. But I've just got so much in me to give you, baby. I want to get you to upgrade. I want to get you inspired, and I want to do my art. And then all the moms that are like, Dan, talk louder so I can play you in the background while I'm vacuuming and making foods and I'm listening to your videos. Well, this was one of those. I'm out of here. I love you. God bless you, and I mean that, with abundance and health and freedom and ease and grace. Peace be the journey all the way to the top of the mountain. Aloha.